The air hung heavy, thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. It was Friday the 13th, a night already steeped in superstition, and a chilling wind whispered through the skeletal branches of the ancient oak outside Elara's window. She shivered, pulling the threadbare blanket tighter around her. The old house groaned, a sound like a dying beast, each creak a prelude to something far more sinister. Elara had inherited Blackwood Manor from a distant aunt she'd never met, a woman shrouded in local legend as a recluse with a penchant for the occult. The villagers had warned her, their voices hushed and fearful, but Elara, a writer seeking inspiration for her next horror novel, had dismissed their concerns as folklore. Now, alone in the echoing silence of the manor, she regretted her bravado. The first sign had been the whispers. Subtle at first, barely audible above the wind's mournful song, they grew steadily louder, weaving themselves into the fabric of the night. They spoke her name, a sibilant hiss that sent icy tendrils down her spine. Then came the shadows, shifting and swirling in the periphery of her vision, mocking her attempts to grasp their form. Tonight the whispers were relentless, a chorus of voices chanting in a language she didn't understand yet felt deep within her bones. The shadows danced closer, coalescing into grotesque shapes that writhed and pulsed with an unnatural energy. A cold dread, a primal fear gripped her heart. She tried to scream, but her voice caught in her throat, a strangled gasp lost in the oppressive silence. Suddenly, a cold hand touched her cheek, its touch like the caress of death itself. Elara's eyes snapped open, her heart hammering against her ribs. Standing over her, silhouetted against the moonlight streaming through the window, was a figure cloaked in darkness. Its face was hidden by the shadows, but she could feel its gaze, cold and piercing, boring into her soul. The figure raised a skeletal hand, its long, bony fingers tipped with claws that gleamed with an unnatural light. Elara felt a searing pain as the claws raked across her arm, leaving behind a trail of burning agony. She screamed, a raw, desperate cry that echoed through the empty halls of Blackwood Manor. The figure vanished as quickly as it had appeared, leaving Elara trembling in the aftermath of its attack. The whispers continued, their tone now triumphant, mocking her fear. As dawn broke, painting the sky in hues of pale gray and blood orange, Elara knew she wouldn't be leaving Blackwood Manor anytime soon. The house had claimed her, and the horrors within its walls were far from over. Friday the 13th was only the beginning.